Walking has been a part of my mental health toolkit to keep me sane, grounded. It's really meditative. It makes me calm down, notice, listen. Like I'll start, by listening to a podcast or a book I'm listening to, but then towards the end, I take all the sound out. Right now there's noise going on because they're setting up for the lights or whatever. But anyway, because it's almost Christmas. Not really, but anywho. Really just taking time to notice and to be and to feel has been really helpful for me. We can become so distracted by life. And not saying that the things that are distracting us aren't, legitimate or, I don't know, important. But I think being in nature for me reminds me of my creator. It reminds me that God has everything. Like he's literally taking care of the trees. Look at this. Like these trees, okay? He's taking care of the trees. And this view is just gorgeous. Oh my God. I wonder how much beauty we're actually missing by not being present, And so to help me be more present, walking has been helpful. And I know there's exercise and stuff happening too, like moving my body in a kind and gentle way. Because, usually I'm like, oh, I need to exercise, I need to run a marathon, I need to do X, Y, and Z. But the way that I sustain my body is by treating it kindly, even in exercise. And I think I'm just getting to the point where I'm realizing I'm enough. What I do is enough. I don't have to totally exhaust myself for my exercise to count. I really think that exhaustion has been my way for so long that I think I have to do everything to the 10th power, everything to the 100th power, to be honest. Everything full out. And I don't want to do that anymore. I want to live a sustainable, joyous, healthy, not just with body, but mind too, life. And I can't be kind to myself if I'm always at 10, if I'm always on 100, you know what I mean? And with walking, what I've also noticed is that I have been losing weight, and not even on purpose. Not even on purpose. I'm able to walk 3 miles easily. Right now I'm at 2:56. But walk 3 miles easily and not be winded, not be out of breath, but just feeling good. And I deserve to feel good, even in my searching for rest and meditation and exercise and good health. I deserve to feel good, even in the process of earning that. You know what I mean? I feel like the leaves are blessing me. So I'm going to write that down. Like, it doesn't all have to be hard, but we make life so hard. And we think that, the easy parts don't count, but it's the easy parts that sustain us. I've been reading the Blue Zone book about where people live the longest. They don't exercise. They don't go to the gym. They don't, whatever. They live. They live. And by implementing like kind movement into their everyday activities in their life, they live for a long time. And I just wonder, again, are we so cruel to our bodies because we've been taught to be cruel to our bodies? We see our bodies as a machine, as something to fix. You know what I mean? And because this country is so rough with us, we in turn become rough with ourselves, even if it's the opposite, right? So the food is heavy, it's rough, it's not good for you, so let me go to the gym and run 10 miles today to undo all the stuff I did, when really it's just two sides of the same coin. It's both violent. The food is violent, right? The stress that we experience in our everyday life is violent, and then we turn around thinking that the solve for it is to be even more violent towards ourselves. Except, like, we think that if we choose violence on our own volition, then somehow it's going to undo the violence we inherit from the country and from other people and situations and stress. And it's like, no, like the opposite of that is kindness, gentleness, ease, flow, right? Rest. Like, that's how we heal, not being violent with ourselves and trying to heal. The irony, right? Like, there are people who run, right? There are people who run and they end up with shin splints and arthritis. You know what I mean? And they think that's the sign of like a good runner. It's just par for the course. And it's like, why do we normalize pain? Why do we normalize dysfunction? I'm gonna squat. Why do we normalize being rough with ourselves and injuries? And that's not normal. Like, we weren't given our bodies to abuse it. Like, with all this freedom we have, why are we choosing to abuse our bodies, to be cruel to our bodies, right? Like, why? Why? And why does everything have to be fast? You know what I mean? Like, there's beauty in walking, beauty in the stillness and being able to go slow enough to notice the beauty, right? Because we miss a lot of the beauty that we see because we're always in a rush. Ah, so beautiful. I don't know. I have more thoughts. This is a developing journal entry. But yeah, I just want kindness to myself. Kindness for myself, from myself. And I can't demand kindness from other people if I'm being cruel to myself behind closed doors, right? Like, that unlearning starts here, starts with me, starts now. So walking is teaching me how to be kind to myself, gentle, loving, teaching me how to stop and smell the roses and smell the leaves and smell the trees. It's autumn, it's gorgeous, right? And we're missing so much beauty. Like, we're reaching the end of autumn. You could tell because the leaves are turning brown now. They were golden and orange. And some of them are still are, but for the most part, they're like brown. You know what I mean? Don't miss it. Go slow, walk, pace yourself, be gentle and kind. I guess I just feel like everything is done for gain or like to be productive. Like, again, coming out of seeing ourselves like machines is really hard because, again, in this country, we're treated like machines. But it's like, even with exercise, it's about like, gotta lose this weight, gotta gain muscle, gotta yada, 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 right? Like, it's not really about like, oh, I want to live long. I want to feel good in my body. I want to be healthy. I want to just be kind to my body. I want to be more connected with the earth or be more connected with my body, right? Like, a lot of things we do, even when we mean well, are rooted in productivity for productivity's sake. On our way to something, on our way to striving for something. So even the practices that we do, the exercises that we do are rooted in discontentment. You know what I mean? And I think that walking allows me to be content, allows me to take my time. Because, yeah, there are benefits of me walking. Like, yes, I'm in it for the health reasons as well. But I'm also here just to calm my spirit and my mind. I'm also here to take my time, to slow down, to be present, right? To love on myself and to be kind with myself. It's not like, I know I'm not going to get like 6-pack abs walking. I mean, maybe I will one day. I don't know. But like, that's not the goal. That's not the point. The point is to feel good in my body. Oops, sorry, something right there. But to feel good in my body and not to always have to be trying to earn something. Like, just be present. But yeah, so again, we're always on the move to earn more. It's never enough. Like, we're never content. We're never content. Even in exercises that are supposed to deal with stress, like how are you going to de-stress when you're worried about losing weight? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're always going to be constantly counting calories and constantly looking at the scale. Like, we're so distracted. We're so distracted. And I'm not saying that exercise is bad. I'm not saying that losing weight is bad. I'm just saying I think that I'm just noticing. I think that a lot of the things that we do are for gain. It's never enough. It's not for joy. It's not for pleasure. It's not for love of self. It's like, oh, this is the goal I want to hit. I need to hit this goal, right? And I think walking helps me to just notice and not judge, but just notice. It also helps me to think. When I'm walking, I have a lot of thoughts. Walking in silence, when I'm not taking in anything, any videos, any podcast content, anything like that, like, I'm able to think. And I don't think a lot of us are able to think. We're constantly fed things like at our fingertips, right? We're on Instagram scrolling, Twitter, you know what I'm saying? Before we even check in with ourselves, we're checking in with what other people are saying, how other people feel, their takes on things, right? We take in information or get alerted of news or something, and we don't even give ourselves a chance to think about it. We almost default to giving other people the ability to think for us. You know what I mean? Even when I used to go to the gym, I used to think that the gym was the only way to exercise. Oh, I hate going to the gym. Hate it. But like, I felt like, oh, well, this is what everybody does, right? And it's like, I never took the time to really consider, how do I enjoy exercising? How do I enjoy moving my body? And do I want the same goal that they have? And no, I don't really want to be cut. Like, sure, it'd be cute to have a little flat tummy. It'd be cute to have, a little top behind, right? But for real, like, for what? You know what I mean? For why? Is it possible to love all of myself right now? And sometimes I think that we distract ourselves with progress. We distract ourselves with well-wishing, well-meaning goals. Like everybody's trying to improve themselves, which is not necessarily a bad thing, right? But if we're always improving, when do we ever get a chance to really sit still and be? When do we ever get a chance to really appreciate ourselves, appreciate where we are in life, appreciate the things we have? You know what I mean? If we're always talking about like doing more and manifesting more and achieving more, when do we ever get to be happy? When do we ever get to be joyful, content? Because there's always more to gain. There's always more to get. It's never ending, you know? And I think for me, walking has been that balm that I've needed for a long time. It's just me and the pavement and leaves and animals and the squirrels and the deer and fellow people that I get to wave hi to every morning, you know? And some of them might be power walking. Oh, the geese are leaving. Bye, geechies. I don't know if y'all can see them. Oh, so just the other day, like for example, I got to see 2 eagles flying together, right? That was last week. And if I was always busy and moving, I would miss out on that majestic beauty, right? Like, I don't know, I guess I'm just content in this moment. And I feel good, and I feel like I haven't felt contentment in a long time. I love dreaming, I love planning, I love, you know, creating, I love becoming, but I also want to have a chance to be. You know what I mean? I also want to love being. I also want to be content in that. Like, yes, I have things that I want to get, but even if I don't get them, I want to still be like, you know what? Alicia, you good. I love you. I'm proud of you, right? Like, because those things don't make me. Those things don't make me. I am. Like, those things don't make me. They are accessories and additions, and they improve what I have, but like me inherently, I'm valuable already, you know? Walking just allows me to take it all in. To take it all in. And the benefits of walking, beautiful. But it just makes me happy. It brings me joy. More joy than I've ever experienced in a gym. More joy than I've ever experienced running. Like, a lot of us are running, but we don't even know how to walk. You know what I mean? And I feel like when you go slower, when you walk, right? And this obviously cannot be, I can be talking specifically about walking, but I can also be talking about like using this as a metaphor when you go slow, right? When you're walking, you're able to notice things more than when you're running. Like I've been running sometimes and like I twist my ankle real quick, like, right? But if I was walking, I might have been able to check, this placement of my foot is wrong, right? But we're in a rush to injure ourselves, in a rush to exhaust ourselves, in a rush. We're always in a rush. And I feel like the art of walking is really helping me to slow down in life, but also like in walking, but also in life. Because even after, like, walking 3 miles takes longer than running 3 miles, right? But that intentional time is set apart, and that means that I spend more time in meditation, right? More time in calm and peace. And that affects my entire day. Versus me like running and like, okay, got that jog in, now I'm tired, everything's rush, right? It's really training my mind and my mental and my body to slow down, to notice and to be. And that's the most beautiful gift that walking has given me.